The headlines told us one story. Tyler Robinson, the shooter. His mugshot filled every news feed. His name carried the weight of guilt before a trial even began. For weeks, the narrative was simple. Case closed, justice served. But then, a leak changed everything. A hidden report surfaced, pointing in another direction, raising questions no one in power seemed eager to answer. Could Tyler Robinson, the man branded a killer, actually be innocent? And if he is, then who really pulled the trigger? Tonight, we strip back the headlines and uncover the disturbing possibility that the wrong man has been accused. The case built against Tyler Robinson seemed straightforward. Prosecutors claimed he had motive, a bitter dispute with Charlie Kirk over money, possibly even betrayal within their circle. They said he had opportunity. Tyler was allegedly seen near the scene moments before shots rang out. And finally, they insisted he had the weapon, a handgun supposedly traced to him through loose connections. Press conferences came quickly, with officials describing the arrest as swift and decisive. To the public, it seemed like a textbook investigation. Tyler Robinson identified, arrested, and charged. The story was clean. The media echoed it word for word, and for a short while, the world believed Tyler was guilty beyond question. But then the cracks began to show. Surveillance footage supposedly placing Tyler at the scene came under scrutiny. Online investigators slowed the grainy video down frame by frame. The man captured looked similar to Tyler, but subtle differences stood out. The gait was different, the build slightly off. Was this really Tyler, or just someone who resembled him? Witness testimonies only deepened the confusion. One witness swore Tyler was the shooter. Another described a taller man, with different clothing and even a different hairstyle. If multiple eyewitnesses contradicted each other, how reliable could their accounts be? And then came the digital evidence. Tyler's phone records placed him miles away when the murder occurred. A traffic camera appeared to capture his car in another part of town at the exact same time. If the digital trail was accurate, it would have been impossible for him to commit the crime. Yet somehow, this evidence was quietly dismissed. The real turning point came with a leaked report, quietly posted online, then shared thousands of times. The document revealed details that had never reached the public. Investigators had, in fact, identified another suspect early on, a man with a violent past, a stronger motive, and a far closer connection to Charlie Kirk. His name was noted, his background flagged, and his movements suspiciously close to the crime scene. But then, his trail vanished. The official narrative made no mention of him. Why? Why was this lead buried? Why was Tyler Robinson pushed into the spotlight instead? The report showed redacted names, missing notes, and timelines that shifted depending on which version you read. To many, it felt less like sloppy work and more like a deliberate attempt to shape the story in one direction. When the report leaked, the internet erupted. Twitter threads dissected it line by line. Reddit turned into a digital war room, connecting dots and reconstructing timelines. YouTube channels hosted live breakdowns, with tens of thousands watching as creators challenged the prosecution's case. TikTok videos went viral, repeating the same haunting question: if Tyler isn't guilty, then who is? Hashtags like #FreeTyler and #JusticeForTyler trended across the globe. Public opinion began to split. On one side were those who still believed the headlines. On the other, a growing movement convinced Tyler was a scapegoat. The courtroom was no longer the only place where this trial played out. It had spilled into the digital arena, where millions of self-appointed jurors demanded answers. The Tyler Robinson case raises troubling questions about justice itself. Did investigators rush to judgment just to satisfy the public's demand for closure? Was Tyler chosen because he was convenient and easy face to place on a complex crime? And what happens if the real killer remains free, hidden in plain sight, while another man carries the weight of his actions? This isn't just a story about one case. It's about the fragility of truth when institutions prioritize speed over accuracy. It's about the power of the media to shape public opinion before the evidence is fully tested. And it's about the unsettling reality that sometimes the wrong person pays the price. The case of Tyler Robinson is no longer just about guilt or innocence. It has become a battle between truth and narrative, Between what we are told and what the evidence suggests, was Tyler Robinson wrongly accused? Or are there still pieces of this puzzle that remain hidden from public view? What do you believe? Was justice served? Or is this another tragic example of the system failing the very people it was built to protect? Share your thoughts in the comments, because in cases like this, every perspective matters, and if you want to follow every twist, every leak, and every revelation, make sure to subscribe, because one thing is certain, this case is far from over.